Hello and welcome to another episode of Spare Time Gardening with me, Simon. And I'm in the compass and it's the first video of 2026. And I need your help with something new, a new business venture. But first, let me talk about me and why gardening is important to me. Now, my love of gardening didn't begin with a business plan. It began in my childhood back garden, in fact. I remember watching my dad grow vegetables, neat rows, carefully tended, full of quiet purpose. And I was fascinated that something so small, a single seed, could turn into something that fed the family. And there was something steady about it, something quite grounded. And then as a teenager, I spent my weekends helping my late granddad in his garden. He taught me how to sow properly, how to prune, how to respect the soil. But more than that, he taught me patience, observation and care. He showed me that growth can't be rushed and that the garden works in seasons, certainly not deadlines. And those early lessons shaped more than my gardening. They shaped how I see life. Over the years, my interest continued to grow in vegetables, flowers, greenhouse cultivation, allotment growing, and creating borders that evolve through the seasons. And today I'm fortunate to care for two gardens, one in South Yorkshire and one in Hampshire, and each one teaches me something different. In South Yorkshire, I enjoy a reasonably sized garden with a greenhouse, small allotment space dedicated to vegetables, and borders filled with flowers. It's where I experiment, refine techniques, sow seeds early in the year, and spend hours aptly pottering. And down in Hampshire, the garden offers different soil, different light, different challenges. And that contrast has deepened my understanding of the ability and adaptability in gardening. No two spaces are the same. Each one demands attention, curiosity, and certainly flexibility. If the weather is dry, you'll almost always find me outside, hands in the soil, adjusting, observing and learning. But gardening for me has always been about more than plants. Alongside my gardening life, I've built my professional career in mental health, mindfulness and well-being. And over the years, I've seen firsthand the therapeutic impact gardening can have on individuals. Gardening for sure reduces stress, it regulates the nervous system, it provides gentle physical movement and purposeful activity. It builds confidence through small achievable wins. And there's something deeply calming about sowing a seed and waiting, about working with the seasons rather than fighting them, about stepping away from screens and reconnecting with something real and tangible. And in a fast-paced world, the garden invites us to slow down. And that belief sits right at the heart of our new business venture. So together with my partner Donna, we're taking the step of turning our shared passion into something more structured and community focused. This business will offer practical gardening support, seasonal guidance, workshops, advice for beginners, and inspiration for those wanting to create meaningful outdoor spaces. Whether that's a patio filled with containers, raised beds for vegetables, or a full garden transformation. And we want to help people feel confident, to demystify gardening, to show that you don't need perfection, just willingness, and to emphasize the positive impact gardening can have on well-being. And we also want the business to reflect growth in a broader sense, not just cultivating plants, but cultivating calm, resilience, and confidence. And that's where we loved your input. We're currently deciding between three potential business names. So the first one we're considering is the Garden Path, a name that suggests journey. Not just a physical garden path, but the idea that gardening and life is something we walk step by step. It feels calm, welcoming, and gently traditional. Our second choice is Open Gate Gardening, a name that symbolises invitation. An open gate suggests accessibility, community, and the idea that everyone is welcome, whether you're a complete beginner or have years of expertise. And lastly, Cultivate and Grow, a name that carries dual meaning. Yes, we cultivate plants and grow produce. We also cultivate well-being, skills, knowledge, and confidence. It feels purposeful, positive, and forward-looking. And each name reflects a slightly different emphasis, and we genuinely value your opinion. So let us know in the comments or in the poll if I add that, which one resonates with you? Which feels aligned with the type of gardening support and well-being focus that we're describing? And I'll also share the logos. Which logo and name combination feels authentic? This business is rooted in experience, but it's also rooted in community. Gardens teach us that growth takes time, that setbacks are part of the process, that something is always happening beneath the surface, even when we can't see it yet. And we're so excited about this next chapter, not because it's perfect, but because it's meaningful. So thank you for being part of our journey so far, and we'd truly love to hear your thoughts on the name. So leave the comments below, fill in the poll, and let's grow something together.